Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Rainer, this is Rainierbooks, and this is the weekly wrap-up. This is where I'm going to tell you what I have read over the course of the last week, what I'm going to read next week, and a little bit about the week that is soon in the archives, that is soon in the cellar, in the basement, whatever you might call it, that is on file. Week number 40 of 2020. This is the wrap-up with also some footage from when I went to Stockholm twice this week. I show you something of the inner city and something of the railway station, and you can see what happens here in town. Let's get started. Well, so let's see what that is. There's something inside. What is it? This is the 392. Oh my god. 392 by Ashley Hickson Lovins. Yeah, this is about a London bus traveling from Hoxton to Highbury and taking place over just 36 minutes. The events of the 392 unfold through a cast of charismatic characters coming from very different worlds. On the 392 are all the familiar faces you might expect to see on any bus ride through inner city London in the grip of gentrification, delinquent school kids, the high flyers, the weird, the wonderful, and the homeless. These Londoners share two things: a bus journey and a thread which is ready to blow apart everything they know. Yeah. Oh my god, it's a dedication to Simone. Hope you enjoy the journey with lots of Shoreditch Park love, Ashley. I hope that Ashley doesn't know and doesn't see, is that the author? Is that the author? It's signed Ashley H.L. and the author is Ashley Hickson Lovins. Oh my god. So, I was at the library today and I actually got a copy now of Daisy Johnson's new novel Sisters, and I also got a parcel here from the UK. Oh, that's interesting. So the first novel is here that is longlisted for the National Book Award by Christopher Beha. The Index of Self-Destructive Acts has arrived from England. Welcome. Yeah, coming up here on St. Kitts Dam in Stockholm. Sweets don't wear masks. That's what you hear, that's what we see. No one cares. Yeah. Gatan. I think I have to buy some stuff to be able to disinfect my table. I'm walking through the Arlanda Express terminal here, where usually the trains are going from Stockholm City to Arlanda Airport. Stockholm Airport totally empty, and they're going to close the place here at 8 p.m., which is a sign that they don't have so many people anymore going to the airport here in Stockholm. Central Station, it says here. Let's get into the Central Station of Stockholm. 8 p.m. on a Tuesday night. This is actually a feeling that you have, or that you had, when you would be walking around at midnight, 10, 11 p.m. usually, going down to the underground subway in American English and underground in British English. And you see, emptiness at 8 p.m. I hope that my train actually is also empty, because I'm not used to go the town anymore. Like this pocket shop here. Books. They have closed. They close at 8 o'clock, so they closed 1 minute ago. Here's Jojo Moyes, Bad Against Shan, or the Stars of the Mountains. All emptiness. This is a very nice Lebanese place here. Here they sell good bread at Gâteau. So now I got me a ticket. Right. Let's get into the system. And that's where we are. T-Centralen, or T-Centralen is the main station of the subway here in Stockholm. And here go the trains to Åkeshof, Alvik, Hässelbystrand, Norsborg and Friingen.
Linje 13 mot Norsborg.
Jump on the train here.
Well, let's start with the week that is behind us. It's a week that was full of different events, as you probably all know. On Tuesday, the 29th of September, in week number 40, we actually passed 1 million deaths of the COVID-19 sickness of the coronavirus SARS-CoV-2. 1 million, more than 1 million people have died. That was surpassed on Tuesday, and I think that we started the pandemic in January, February, so it took around 9 months to kill 1 million people on this planet. And well, I guess that unfortunately a lot more people will die until we see an end of this tunnel coming. On Tuesday, there was a debate. Some people called it a shit show. There was a debate of the two presidential candidates for the highest office in the United States, at least, maybe for the highest office in the whole Western world, the presidency of the United States. The incumbent president, Donald J. Trump, met Joseph R. Biden Jr., the Democrat who is seeking the office against Mr. Trump. And it was an experience that no other experience. In 60 years of presidential debates, I think people have not seen such an event where the president interrupted his opponent 109 times within the course of 90 minutes. That is more than once a minute. What else happened over the week? There is a horrible war going on. I don't know if you people realize that over the ocean in North America, but here in Europe, or probably geographically more in Asia, there's a war between two former Soviet republics that has started again, I have to say. In 1994, the states of the republics of Azerbaijan and Armenia made a peace treaty because they had fought once again over the region of Nagorno-Karabakh. Nagorno-Karabakh is a region, a mountainous region, a beautiful region where we could do our holidays. It's so beautiful landscape. I show you a little bit here beside me in that little video how it's looking like in Nagorno-Karabakh. Nagorno-Karabakh was in the beginning of the Soviet period when Stalin got to power. He gave this region, which almost always, I think, mostly Armenians have populated, to Azerbaijan to sort of divide and rule. That's what Julius Caesar said, divide et impera, many, many years ago. And now new fights have erupted in Nagorno-Karabakh and over Nagorno-Karabakh, and this time it looks very, very serious again. More than 230 people have already died. Turkey is supporting Azerbaijan in that side of the conflict, and according to Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, they are also jihadi fighters who joined the forces with Azerbaijan in Nagorno-Karabakh. I hope that this conflict will soon end, that people will sit together at a table, will have a dialogue, and will end this absolutely meaningless shed of blood where innocent people get killed. This is horrible. On Thursday, late Thursday, President Trump tweeted that he had gotten tested positive with a COVID-19 disease and with the SARS-CoV-2 virus. So he went to Walter Reed Hospital, one of the best hospitals in the United States. He is getting the best care that he can get, and there is no worry, I think, about his life, because he gets really people who care for him every second, every minute, every hour, every day. There's no worry because the 207,000 Americans who have died, they did not have the same care that the president will get. And of course he has to get it because he has to steer the country, and the whole country is now worried about the fate of the president. But the unbelievable thing about this infection is that the president actually knew that he was feeling well, that people in his vicinity had tested positive. Hope Hicks, the very young and beautiful assistant of him, has been tested positive already on Wednesday, and maybe people presume Trump has already been infected on Tuesday when he debated Joe Biden and when he spewed for 90 minutes his hatred and his aggression out into the audience. Robert from Bartow Hortz has announced the winners of the 2020 Booktube prize. And the fiction prize for the 2020 Booktube Awards went to this book, Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo. This is by far the best book that I have read in this year. It's from last year, but I read it this year. And I think it's a very well-deserved winner of the Booktube prize. I have not participated in the Booktube prize judgment because I came to Booktube first in May and everything was already on its way. So I didn't want to jump in there. But next time, and Robert has said that he will soon announce the 2021 Booktube prize next year, I definitely want to take part as a juror and make videos even about the books that I will read of the 2021 Booktube prize for fiction. And then, my reading this week, how was it? It was good. I finished already. So I actually have one day off of reading, but I don't have a day off of reading because I want to continue what I read now. I finished Maggie O'Farrell's novel Hamnet. All of you have raved about this book. Almost anyone has raved about this book. And now it's getting very exciting. Did I finish it? Yes, I finished it. I did not finish Real Life by Brendan Taylor. I told you that, but I finished Maggie O'Farrell's Hamnet. And it's a very good book, but I wasn't so impressed that, like many of you were. Maybe the praise that I read, the praise that I heard was so overwhelming that I expected this to be the masterpiece of the 21st century. It is not, in my eyes at least. Usually I have problems reading books that are set 500 years, almost 500 years ago, 400 something years. This is set in Stratford-upon-Avon, and this is set in Stratford-upon-Avon in 15. This is set in 1596, and we have this family. We have Hamnet and his twin sister Judith, and we have the parents, who are William Shakespeare, who's never mentioned by name, and his wife Agnes, who is very often in the literature about Shakespeare described as Anne, but there are reasons why Maggie O'Farrell calls her Agnes. And this is about the death of Hamnet. Hamnet dies in 1596, 11 years old. Nobody actually knows why and how he died, but there is reason to believe, thinks Maggie O'Farrell, that he died of the bubonic plague that was very virulent over this years when Shakespeare lived. This is a novel I think this is more a novel about A as in Agnes, then H as in Hamnet. Because this is a beautiful portrait of this woman, the wife of William Shakespeare, Agnes, who is quite an opposite to him, because he's a very literate guy. He is a Latin teacher. He goes to London to write. First he's doing some stuff in London. Then he starts writing his beautiful plays and his beautiful literature, while his family stays at home in Stratford-upon-Avon. And then one day, Judith, the sister of Hamnet, the twin sister of Hamnet, is very sick. And Hamnet tries to help her, tries to get help for her. His mother is outside of Stratford. She's working with bees, she's working with herbs, and she's a healer, you know. She's a woman who doesn't know how to read or write, but she's a woman who knows very much about nature and the healing forces of nature. And she also can tell the future. The opposite to Shakespeare, maybe. This is a great love of this couple, William and Agnes. Everything is beautiful until Hamnet dies. And of course it's heartbreaking when this little boy dies, but I didn't cry when I read this book. I cried a lot when I read Five Little Indians. I cry in other books. But Hamnet didn't make me cry because I knew what was going to happen. Maybe that was the reason why I didn't cry that much. So, why I didn't cry. But this is a beautiful novel about Agnes, about the time. It's depicted in a beautiful way. The characters are described very well. And there's a very beautiful chapter, actually my favorite chapter of the novel, when Maggie O'Farrell describes how the bubonic plague comes to England from the Middle East, how it travels on a ship with the rats and the fleas and the cats. That's a very beautiful chapter. I like that most of that book, actually. It's a good book. It was very entertaining. It's really good. One of the best books probably of the year, but it's not the best book that I have read this year. This is still Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo. And then after that, you know my list. You have seen my list. I published it a couple of weeks ago. No, not a couple of weeks ago. I think 2 weeks ago I published a list of the 15 books that I want to read until the year 2020 is over. And so I started by Emily Ruskovich, Idaho. And I read last night, I started reading this. I read 15 pages maybe, but I definitely knew this is a Rainier book. I love this. It's great. It's a story of a couple in Idaho, of course, because it's called Idaho. Anne and Wade, who live in Idaho, somewhere in Idaho. I have to look at the map a little later when I do more research and more background about this book. They live somewhere in the mountains, close to the mountains, and they have a truck. And in the beginning, Emily Ruskovich is telling the story of this truck, and this already immersed me into the novel. I knew that I would love this, and I think I'm going to love this novel. This won actually the Dublin Literary Award of 2019. I have mentioned it before. It is the award of libraries all over the world who can nominate books to the Dublin Literary Award, and they also judge the prize. And the Lord Mayor of Dublin, her name is Hazel Chu for the moment, the Lord Mayor of Dublin will announce the winner of this year's International Literary Dublin Award on October the 22nd in Dublin in Ireland. And this is actually the highest denoted prize that there is in literature for one book, because this goes over 100,000 euros. 100,000 euros, that's a lot of money for this prize, and it's very interesting. And I'm going to make a video, I decided that, about the long list for this year, because this winner of 2019, that was actually published in 2017, seems to be, to me, a very beautiful book. Maybe I get disappointed, but usually when I read 15, 20 pages and I know, oh my God, I love this, and it's really a good book all the way through. So I hope that will be it. Idaho by Emily Ruskovich. Anything else to say about this week? Yeah, next week, of course, I have to do some videos, and many other people will do some videos in the bookish world, because we get two shortlists. We get the shortlists of the Scotiabank Gala Prize Award from Canada. We get the shortlist of the National Book Awards in all the 5 categories. That was everything about the week number 40 that I had to tell you. I will do some videos, as I said, about the shortlists that are coming up this week, and I think also the Nobel Literature Prize should be hanging around next week or the week after that. This was my video for today, week 40. Week 41 is starting already tomorrow, and let's see what it brings. I hope it brings a lot of joy for you. I hope it brings a lot of good reading for you, and healthy reading and healthy week. That's what I wish for you and for all of us. A peaceful week, maybe even for Nagorno-Karabakh. Thank you very much for watching this. Drop your comments down below about your week, about your plans for the near future. And I hope that I see you soon. Bye-bye.